Hi, I'm Ray, and this is Ray's Rant for the Masses. I originally gave myself this name because I was gonna do rant videos. Sorry, that's my phone. And the thing that happened with that was I did one rant video, and after that, I just stopped doing them. I guess I didn't really felt like doing it anymore. It was just too much. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. But now I decided to do something completely different, which was to do a video in which, well, a video series in which I review movies. I felt that when you go on YouTube, there's a lot of people who do recent videos, like movies that are coming out in theaters now. But there's a lot of people who go and they want to see reviews for movies that came out way back in the day, because when you're in the movie theater, some of the stuff you just don't want to see, so you decide to rent or you decide to buy something, and you don't know if you should buy it or not, so you decide to see what's other people's opinions. So since I have like a large um, collection and I love movies with a great passion, I said, hey, you know what? Let me help other people out. Let me decide to do, videos about, the way I felt about the movies. Hey, some people might like my opinion, some people might not, but not everybody has the same taste. And when I critique movies, I like to do, you know, like I wouldn't put my personal opinion mixed into what I thought of the movie. Well, when I do the reviews, you would get my opinion, but you would also get what I thought of it as a general whole and what I think other people would think of it. Um, I hope people comment on this and put their own opinions up. It would help not only me, but it will help other people who are viewing the movie. I mean, my videos, and then they will go and make their own judgment about what you guys comment and what I do. So, as my first video, I didn't know which movie to choose, so I decided to go out on a risk, and I got The Last House on the Left, the original one with Wes Craven as the director. It came out in 1972. Yeah, it's pretty old. But I was debating on doing this because the simple fact was that I saw the new remake, and then I saw the trailer for the 1972 version, and I was like, doesn't really look that great. But a lot of people kept saying it's like the greatest horror movie of that generation. So I said, well, I picked and choose, and I procrastinated, and I eventually bought it, which was last night. So I saw it, and it was definitely interesting. It was without giving out any spoilers. I felt that the movie in the beginning half, it was like a good like hour long. I felt like after a certain point, I just wanted it to go from, because I knew what the premise of the story was, which was group of girls run into murderers torture them, rape the girl, then end up going into the last house on the left, which is the house that is owned by her parents. And while they're there, they realize that the parents have realized that they have raped their daughter after the daughter um never mind. But they go and the parents then get try to get back at the people for doing so. So well, the first hour is basically the torture. It's gross, is like really like disturbing, I would say, if you're not desensitized. And I felt like even at certain points I was like, this is really like what they did to these girls were really humiliating, and it made you hate them, which was great because I felt like a lot of horror movies make you want to root for the bad guy after a certain point. In the first movie, they're always like, hey, this is a bad guy. Oh my god, he's killing these teenagers. And then in the second movie, you're like, hey, he's the bad guy, but he's the only person coming back from the second one, so I want to root for him. And then it keeps going on where you're like, hey, I like this guy, and I want him to kill these people, and I want him to get away. Whereas this one, it got to the whole point where it was like, I hate these people, and I want them to get what they deserve. And I felt that the first hour, even though it made you hate them, back then movies were just an hour and 30 minutes, when it came down to horror movies. So I felt like it went from being this 1 hour torture scene to this 30 minutes of, yes, we got back at them. But it kind of frustrated me because I wanted it to be like, I guess it would have been an even balance. I understand it was, for back in the day it was you know crazy, and that it was never been done before, and Wes Craven is a great director. I just felt that when it came down to the editing process, that seeing how this was one of their first films, they did not really know what they were doing in the balance of time. It would have been more appropriate if it was just like 10-20 minute introduction, 30 minute um you know 30-minute torture scene, and then you go right into the whole last whatever amount of movie to getting back at these people, because I felt that what the torture was did not justify what the revenge aspect was. As like they tortured these girls, and I felt like at the end they didn't really get what they deserved. I mean, they did get. I'm not saying what happened, but what happened, I just felt it didn't match up. Also, other than the fact that this movie was good, I'm gonna comment on how good it was afterwards. But first, I would like to say that I hated the score. It really frustrated the hell out of me, because I felt that when it comes down to music for a movie, especially a horror movie, it should be scored like appropriately. It's just suspense, thriller. With the music that they played, it actually took away from the horror to me. It felt just absurd. Like the whole time I'm thinking, why are they playing this music? And then at other points, it was complete silence, which was even more great, because it just gave this atmosphere of like torture. It just was more appropriate than actually the music that they put in, or any other music that they could have put in. Just the sound effects of like the gore and the woman's screams. The silence was more appropriate than anything. I felt that if the movie was just no music at all, no score, it would have just been a whole lot better. But as for the good aspects of it, loved the direction that Wes Craven went on, which was to go and break boundaries. I felt that it was just he went there, and I felt that nowadays people don't want to do that anymore. They just want to do stereotypical girls going and getting killed. There's no actual plot. This movie has characters that they have a history, that they're not like their story does not begin with this movie. It felt like they began a long time ago, and it's leading up to this point. The characters, the killers are more complex. It's not like saying, "Oh well, I'm just gonna go kill this guy because I feel like killing this guy," which they kind of do, but it felt like these people were psychotic. You don't really know why, they just were, and that's more scarier than anybody just coming up and saying, "Oh, you killed my mom, so I'm gonna kill you." The, it was just more. It was worth something. That's the way I would say. So I would recommend this movie for anybody who was, looking for a real good movie that was. It's not scary. It's more of a torture film, and is willing to sit there and go, "Ow, that hurts. I cannot take it any longer," and then keep watching. But if you are more of the I want gore, then it's not that gory because it's a '70s film, so you can't expect a major lot of special effects. But you do see limbs ripped off and things along those lines. So I respect it as a 1970s film, and I do think that it was really, really great. Just those minor problems with the music. Um, Other than that, phenomenal. I would definitely rent this movie, but I would not buy the latest DVD version just because of the simple fact that it was not digitally remastered, which pissed me off as well. But other than that, it was really good. I would give it about 6 stars out of 10, but definitely a good horror movie. So, signing off. Comment, subscribe, rate, please, and I'll catch you with my later review. Also, if you would like to see a movie reviewed, I would try to do that in and what I own or what I'm planning to go see in theaters. Just don't ask me to see something like Bride Wars or Sex in the City. I'm not wasting my time watching those movies. But if I own it, or if I can borrow it, or if I could see it in theaters that is worth seeing, then I'll probably do it. All right, thank you. See you later.